Hey everybody, you are about to watch the Dr. Jaime Show. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to the Dr. Jaime Show. I am so happy that you are joining me on this happy Friday. This is the final Dr. Jaime Show of 2017. We are going to ring in the new year with someone very special, Sarah McDougall. She is an abuse recovery coach, and we are going to chat a little bit about what to do in relationships that are abusive, how to overcome them, warning signs, and so much more. But today, we have Astrological Coach Marty Montes back on the show. He does an audio with us each and every month. He was on the show earlier in the year, and now he's going to give us a rundown of what your sign can expect in 2018. So do me a favor, get your pens, get your pencils, and take some notes today. The Dr. Jaime Show is all about success, likability, and increasing happiness and fulfillment, and you are going to get that today as Marty gives us some guidance on what we can expect and maybe sort of gear our goals for 2018 towards some of the things that he is saying. So it's going to be a super fun episode. All right, a little bit of a rundown. So I told you when we return on the 5th, we have Sarah here. On the 12th, we have Thomas King here. He was a sponsor of the show with Florida Firearms, and he's going to come back, and we are going to have a segment, I guess, on firearms. Oh my goodness. Wes, you might need to be a part of that segment with me and come on up here. I think he actually will come out for that. Then on the 19th, we have a Women's Power Hour. Guys, you're going to be able to take from these tips too, because these women are super powerful and very successful, and they have tips we can all use. And then on the 26th, we have parenting expert Sapna Shah on the show. She does a lot of audios for the Dr. Jaime, and we're going to have her on. So any parenting questions, feel free to send them in and we will ask her as well. Speaking of messaging and questions, for those of you that are just joining, if you have any questions based on your specific sign, we're going to ask our favorite astrological coach, Marty Montes, today, those questions. So message them in vid chat. You know that you can call in. All right, so a little bit of behind the scenes. So first, we had a Dr. Jaime holiday celebration this past Saturday, and it was amazing. It was so fun. It was one of those things where you're like, I was totally present. I'm going to tell you about that. I did an audio on it, so you've got to check it out. So I was totally present and in the moment. But no matter how much in the moment I was, it was like so surreal. I mean, this is something I've dreamed, I couldn't even have dreamed about when I was little, to have so many people there supporting the Dr. Jaime brand. That's crazy. And I appreciate these people so much. They're so successful. They're so knowledgeable. They're so empowering. And there they are all around me to support the growth of the Dr. Jaime brand. And that was amazing. I felt beautiful. Thank you to On Point Executive Center. They sponsored my dress. Karen Gilman, you're wonderful. I felt pretty. The food was amazing. Apparently, I had too many butterflies to eat, but there was a Street Surfer was there with Taste of Tampa Bay. But he had a what was it? Was a macaroni and cheese grilled cheese.
Yeah, it was great.
So Taste of Tampa Bay, if you're watching, if you could bring me one, because I didn't get to sample that, but apparently that was the hit of the Dr. Jaime holiday celebration. And then what are the chances we had the boat parade for the community fell on the same day. After the boat parade, everyone was amazed. There was like 30 boats that came through. We're on a dead end, so the boats had to circle back around and come back to give us a second boat show. And then apparently someone said, cue the carolers. And believe it or not, for my first time in my life, the Christmas carolers came to the door and were singing for us. So it was just such a beautiful event with such wonderful and beautiful people. So thank you to all of our sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor and part of all the fun, you can email me, doctor@drjaimek.com, and then we'll kind of review your business. We'll look into it. And if it is Dr. Jaime approved, we'd love to have you be a sponsor. We also do product placement as well. So if you want your product up here and want me to show it off for you, I would be glad to do that. CNBC. So it aired. I hope that you saw it. That was probably the hugest media I have ever done. CNBC Prime, The Job interview. If you saw, I was an interviewer, and I was interviewing for Two Maids and a Mop, 5 different candidates. And as you watch this segment, you see some of the things that they did well with, some of the things that they could have improved on as interviewees. So you can learn from this segment. But essentially, as you're watching it, you as the viewer have to guess who I end up hiring. And there is a twist at the end, so I'm not going to give the spoiler alert. Maybe next week I'll give a spoiler alert, or 2 weeks. When we come back, I'll give you a spoiler alert to it. So if you got 2 weeks to watch it, you can go to CNBC's website to watch the full episode. I'm working with them to see if I can get the full episode put onto my website or onto my YouTube. Clips are on my YouTube, so some funny ones are on my YouTube channel. So go to Jaime Kulaga, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. You'll go ahead and see all of the short clips, and I'm trying to work to get the bigger one up there for you from the job interview. So that was really fun. Okay, let's see what else. If you want to partner with me, go to drjaime.com, crworld.com, and you can partner with me on the sales of the CBD oils. So go ahead and check that out. I think that is all the behind the scenes that I have for you. Oh, I did want to tell you something about the Dr. Jaime Holiday Celebration. You can read my article in my newsletter about it. You can listen to my YouTube audio on it. But being present in the moment was something so awesome. I put my phone aside. I found myself not worrying about taking a picture. Oh my God, we got to get this picture over here. Or looking for my phone charger everywhere. Oh my God, my phone's going to die. I need to plug it in. So I was able to see the smile on everyone's faces. I was able to see the laughter. I was able to see the food. I was able to see everything because I wasn't so busy on my phone or looking for things for my phone. I hired or had a sponsor. Rick Talcida was here with visual photography. Rick Talcida, visual photography, and he took all the pictures. I had friends taking pictures, so I didn't have to worry about that. I saw the event through my own lens, and it did something so different. I'm so used to the holidays, like living like this. Like, oh my God, oh, Wesley, Blake, get together, right? Honey, get in the picture. And I'm living like all these amazing moments in life through here, and I'm not living them directly through here. And because this event, I solely lived through my eyes, I saw it in such a different light, so much more vividly. But now, because Rick took all those pictures, I get to also see it through a lens. So the memories will live on and on. So any event that you have coming up that's really important to you, give the camera, give the phone over to someone you trust, and watch that event through your own lens. That is my Dr. Jaime tip for you. I know what you're waiting for. You want to know what your sign can expect in 2018. Marty Montes, come on down. Welcome back to the Dr. Jaime Show. Yay, thank you.
Happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday, yeah. Oh, I am. I'm so happy it's Friday. I felt like I needed to wear jeans. Like, it's just like, I have a week off after this. It's like my kids are going on Christmas break. So Marty was at the holiday celebration.
Yes.
Did you have a good time?
Very nice time.
Yay!
Very festive.
Very festive. Very festive. Absolutely. So, okay, I guess before we begin, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us, I guess, something unique, bizarre, interesting that few people or nobody knows about you, and it can't be what you told us last time, which I don't remember, but we could pull the video, and we're not going to do that right now.
I remember what I said the last time.
You did? What'd you say?
I told you I was a licensed insurance agent.
Licensed? That's right. He did say that. That's
Just
true.
sell life insurance, yeah. All right, so what I do that's really unique is that I wear a ring on my right ring finger as a commitment to personal improvement.
There you go. That's
Someone
a good
ripped
idea.
his finger off. I need that ring. That's so great. I love it. I'm just going to try it on. I want to see if I feel... It needs to go on my thumb. I feel more good. I love that.
Yes.
And so every time you kind of look at it, you're like, come on, I got to do this.
Yeah, it's a reminder, that life is short. My mother passed almost 4 years ago, and I said, I'm just going to improve my life and then love my life and enjoy it and not stay stuck in negativity.
I love that.
And it's a reminder, and even though it becomes habitual, it is a great reminder because I take it off every night and I put it on every morning. So it's part of the consciousness. You were very awake and very present at the party.
Yes.
That's exactly what this does for me. It makes me more aware of my behavior and my thoughts.
I love that. And
Why
you
not?
know what? After the show, I have a business idea with him. We're going to be selling commitment rings. Wes is like, I love it. So perhaps in 2018 on one of our websites, you might see these rings going up.
Personal improvements.
Personal improvement rings. I love it as a commitment and a reminder to your growth and loving your life.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yes. No one
Someone
asked.
out there is like dropping off the show, and they're like, "We gotta make these rings right now." So, okay, so for the viewers that haven't yet met you, can you tell us a little bit about who you are? Not yet your story, but do you have any pets? What do you do? Just tell us a little bit about you.
Great. I have a zest for living.
Okay.
I have a good zest for life. I'm a big sports fan.
Okay.
You know, I know your husband Wes is too. I can talk with him forever. about
Yeah, I'm wondering if I
basketball.
should just step off stage at this point. I'm feeling the segue, guys.
Yeah, I'm a big sports fan. I grew up playing soccer and track because I was a slim guy. But as I bulked out, I got into basketball. And I love all sports. I find it relaxing, believe it or not. It's very relaxing. So I enjoy sports. I love animals.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know if you had pets because
I
I ask
do.
everyone that on the show. There's so many pet lovers out there.
I do.
Okay.
I have a few cats.
Okay.
I had a couple of my own, and then when my mother passed, I took her too.
Okay.
So I have a litter.
Good.
They're fine. They're all aging well. And life is fine with them. And, you know, I enjoy a lot of different things in life. I have a great circle of friendships in my life. Universe has blessed me with good health.
Wonderful.
I'm proactive and not reactive to a lot of things in my life. Just being awake, you become more proactive, which always keeps you in control and empowered instead of being reactive and victimized.
And it's not easy to not be reactive and victimized. I think we play those cards a lot. I've been guilty of it for sure at times. But we're in such a society that's super impulsive and reacting right now. And I try to teach myself and my clients and the viewers, like we gotta, I call it retreat, rethink, react. So when something happens, retreat, walk away from it, rethink, and that's where you're like, okay, is this in line with my bigger goals? Should I really do this? What are the consequences? And then go ahead and react. And even if we can just step away for a few moments, it can change like a crazy outburst. So
I love your philosophy, and that is really triggered by suffering. So when you have suffered or you've gone through a lot of adversity, you really have to get through the muck. But when you recover, there's more work to be done, and that is to be proactive.
yes.
And you can't you can mitigate a lot of things in life. You can't stop everything from
Right.
happening because this is a schoolroom, and this is all part of our growth,
I love
which
that.
is not easy. It's the toughest schoolroom. The
Yeah.
spirit guide told me in a dream, this is the toughest.
Yeah.
So if you can make it through here, you can make it anywhere, like they say in New York.
Yep.
I love it. I feel like, see, this is why we need music on the show. This is why someday we're going to have a band in the corner, and then they'll start playing. Yes,
Yes.
I'm telling
That's
you.
it.
Who wants to
Send it out
sponsor
to the
that?
universe.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so I guess then tell us a little bit now about what you do. So this is where you're going to tell us how your life led you to astrology and cosmic cuisine.
You know, it's very interesting. A lot of things are led kind of subliminally initially. It's not like something shakes in the house and a big voice comes down from the
Wouldn't
clouds
that be
and
great?
says, "This is what you need to do. This is your life's purpose." It doesn't work that way. However, if you are conscious and present, signs are always provided for you. What I've learned is that the universe talks to you in your frame of reference.
Okay.
Like, so if you pay attention to numbers, if you pay attention to billboards and license plates, you're going to get a lot of answers to things in your life that way. If you pay attention to your dreams, the universe will talk to you through your dream state. So there's many, many ways, and what you focus on, including sports, can be a way of the universe talking to you.
Wes, don't turn on your damn basketball and say, it's the universe talking to me. That's
great.
March
I like
Madness. For the whole month of March, the universe is talking to me.
In part of February, you
In
know?
part of February. No.
That's too fun. That's great. I like that. So what happened to me was simply my sister introduced me to astrology, and I found it interesting. And so I read some books. I was quite the novice. And then a coworker who was moving out of state told me that she saw an astrologer who had a show, a cable show in New York, who happened to be on Oprah in the late 80s when she did those kind of shows. And she said, this guy just told me things that no one would ever know. You have to go see him. So I went to see him. And it was very awe-inspiring because he was just telling me events that unfolded at certain times in my life. And I sat there stoically saying, do we really have a script? Is this this is not a random experience being born on Earth. There's definitely a purpose here.
Right.
And astrology then, it led me to become certified, and then the doors opened, and the rest is history. And I did chronicle most of that in the book.
Wow. So, yeah, so, and actually, tell us the name of the book and where people can find it.
Spirited Schoolroom is the name of the book. And it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, Balboa Press, which is the self-publishing publishing house I hired to launch the book. So,
wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. And so astrology became a passion, and it became a natural, intuitive experience for me to read people's charts.
What is astrology? So for people that are like, does that mean you're a psychic? What does that mean? Can you tell us what astrology is?
That's a great question.
Okay, thank you. And it's off the cuff, so sorry.
It's a great question. It's a science.
Okay.
It's a science.
Okay.
So basically how it works is we now know when the sun rises and when the sun sets. We do know that it takes 365 and a quarter days for the Earth to orbit the sun. We do know
it's like me, 5'3" and a quarter.
There you go.
Without heels.
Without heels.
Made in your gown the other night.
Thank you. I was 6 feet tall in my gown, my heels were. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I said a quarter, and I'm like, oh, 5'3" and a quarter. This is great.
It's too funny.
Okay, so we do. We know all these things.
So we know the motion of planets and the lunar luminaries in our universe, and we know that at certain times when they're moving into a degree or a sign or moving north or south of the equator, we know that we can predict events. So it's a very esoteric science, though, because it's for whatever reason it's placed in the world of occult studies and psychic abilities and stuff like that. And everybody has psychic abilities. It's intuition, it's trusting your feelings. Everybody can get a vision, everybody can get forethought, everyone can get answers to questions. I mean, we're all universally energy.
Yes.
And the science of astrology is just a great gauge to know what's going on, why, and how you utilize energy. Because again, remember we go back to the beginning, when you're proactive and you're cognizant and present, you can really manage life. You can really manage life. You're not here to be absent-minded and to be victimized, because then the universe is going to kick you all over the place.
Yes, that's so true, and that's because we give up the control to other things. When we if I am always playing that victim card, I'm giving that control up to somebody else. If I can take responsibility, sometimes it's really hard and it's hurtful to take on that responsibility. If I can take that on, I can control a little bit more of what's going on in my own life. And for you skeptics out there that are like, oh, you brought up the psychic, and we talked about that for a second. Everyone has that ability. I believe that. And whenever I used to doubt it for a moment, I'd say, no, it's true, because you get that gut feeling. That gut, that intuition is that. And women, I don't know if it's right or not, but I feel like women have such that intuition. I don't know if it's from motherhood. I don't know. I'm not a guy, so maybe you guys have it, but sometimes my gut tells me this is not right, or you absolutely need to do it. And I don't know if it's really ever failed me.
You bring an interesting question. I'm just going to turn the tables real quick.
Okay.
I've always asked this question, and I'm going to ask you, why do you think women outlive men by many years?
Well, for a lot of reasons. Tell me.
I think you just nailed it because
Okay.
you said that intuition, emotionally present, emotionally
Yes.
present, really taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
Yes.
And I think women are more apt, not to say men can't, I'm definitely not diminishing this at all, because it doesn't matter if you're male or female, that's just your physical gender.
Right.
I mean, your emotional life, your intuitive life, your happiness is all relative. And we're all equal in that respect,
Yes.
you know. Astrology is a great gauge. It tells you what's going on in the solar system, how it impacts you personally based on your own chart, okay? And the intuition or the feelings is a very important part of life, because as you mentioned about being kicked, or when I said you can be kicked around a lot in the universe, it's that there are times in life that something happens to wake you up. And there's a reason. You don't know it initially because you're so caught up in your pattern and your minutia of stuff and your attachment to things that you really miss, like, why the heck is this happening to me? I'm a good person, I don't do this, I don't do that. Why is this happening? I'm living my life based on this blueprint, you know. And this is what's so great about astrology, is like, this is why it's happening. It's the universe's time clock, not ours. So sometimes you got to conform to things. And that's really the key to humility and to really flowing with the energy. There's a right time for things.
I love it. There's a right time for things, and that is a good segue into what we're going to spend the bulk of our time on today, which is going to be sort of a rundown, a forecast of what each of the 12 zodiac signs can expect in 2018.
Yes. So, great segue.
Okay.
This is an assessment
Okay.
of all the 12 signs.
Okay.
Now, I use the outer planets as a gauge because they're the ones that really shape and mold us.
Okay.
Whenever we go through an event that's really substantial, it's an elongated event that molds our character and shapes us.
Okay.
It's part of our life. So I'm going to focus on that much more.
Okay.
And individually, people who want to know what's going on in their birth chart, they can see an astrologer. They can book an appointment.
Okay. We can book an appointment with
Yeah.
Marty,
Yes, you
and
can.
we can go to wearecosmiccuisine.com.
That's right.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if you want to get your own chart reading to know specifically for you, that's great. But this is a lot of information. This is great guidance.
Okay.
And the people who have family members and friends who they can remember specific birthdays, I'm going to throw some dates out so it gives some people some interesting things, okay?
Yep, so Wes, you're on the spotlight. I'm watching you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to focus more on Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, and Saturn, the teaching planet. Teaches you focus, structure, discipline.
Okay.
Okay.
Things
So-
we all need.
Yes.
Saturn,
Yes.
come a little closer, please.
Be careful what you ask for.
Uh-oh, wait, no! Okay. All right, okay, where are we starting?
So we're starting with Aries. Let's go chronologically. So it's going to be a very active year for Aries, especially the first part of the year, because Mercury, the planet of communication and transportation, it goes retrograde in March and April, excuse me. Mercury retrograde today, so
Yep,
that's
it's
what's
okay.
going on in my brain. So basically, Aries is a very impulsive sign. Typically, it's a leadership sign. Be very cautious with driving in March and April. Don't speed. Be careful what you say in your mouth. You put your foot in your mouth impulsively. Communicate well. Read your text messages before you send them. It is important to slow down. Life grounds you. And this is an opportunity to say, let me check in. We all need to sleep. That's the way we rebuild,
Yes.
you know, and we renew ourselves, right? So Aries have to be careful.
So that
about-
retreat, rethink, react that we were just talking about, Aries, they really need to be cognizant of that.
That's
in the
excellent.
Okay.
Yeah,
There we
and
go.
yeah, that's actually perfect segue. Oh, you're really good.
Okay, see?
We're tuned in.
There we go.
We are tuned in. So now the career area of Aries is going to be really under a microscope in the first quarter because Uranus is making what's called a square. And anytime there's a geometric angle affecting a sign, it means that there's going to be energy there, focus, some ups and downs there. So it's a career changes or career responsibility for Aries. And that's going to be really prevalent in the first quarter of this year. Okay. Now Pluto, this is a planet that moves very slow. okay? It's classified as a dwarf planet. It means nothing.
Okay.
It's potent, and it moves very slow. Its orbit is very oblique. It's very nebulous. And whenever it impacts a sign, it's going to impact you for a year or two. You'll know it's true.
Wow.
Now, Aries born April 8th through the 14th are going through a Pluto transit this year. All it
Is
basically,
this good or bad?
all it basically means is that there's going to be a death and rebirth. Very often, a death and rebirth is psychological,
Okay.
okay, and emotional, because that's how you mature. That's how you grow. If you allow yourself to feel, you can heal and you can move on. You can mature.
Could it mean like someone, they're closing the door on something and then moving on to
People,
something?
places, and things can change, and people can go through a physical departure. And if someone passes, basically, that's their script.
Okay.
That's their physical lifetime completion in this incarnation. It doesn't mean the energy doesn't go away. It goes to another dimension.
Okay. Yes.
You know? So that's all what's going on with Aries. Now, the lunar cycles, I'm going to run them through really quick so we can make sure everybody gets heard. Okay? Now, very important. New moons and full moons, very important. They're in most calendars. People born a couple of days before to a couple of days after new moon or full moon basically means that year is spotlighted. Because it's only a certain time that this happens. Every few years you're going to get hit, and that's going to be a major time in your life, okay? Now, the new moon is April 15th, tax day.
Okay.
Get that?
Congratulations.
Great. Write that check.
So it's going to affect people born April 13th through the 17th.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone's birthday then?
Uranus conjuncts this, which means Uranus is next to the cycle,
Okay.
which is big. Uranus means this can be quick and sudden changes this year. So there could be a major change in someone's life. Most likely it could be a career change or a job change, but something changes with their identity. If you become a parent, that changes your identity.
Yes.
If you change careers, then you associate or with your career in another way. So that's interesting. Now the full moon is going to be on March 31st. So that affects people born March 29th through April 2nd.
Okay.
That full moon is a little bit choppy because Mars and Saturn. Mars is action and energy, and Saturn is discipline and structure.
Okay.
So they're really, really going to hold on to these people who have a full moon around that time are going to grow emotionally, but they have to be really careful about reacting impulsively because Mars has a temper. And when Mars hits the moon, it means you emotionally can react. And sometimes
Men are from Mars.
women are from Venus. And it's so true. And sometimes that really causes your grief because I learned from a very wise teacher that what happens to you is someone else's karma. How you react is your karma.
Oh, I like that. Can you say that again for everyone?
Yes. Whatever anybody does to you is their karma.
Yes.
How you react is your karma.
Ah, that's epic. I love that one.
Yeah.
That's great.
And this is great for Aries because they can be really impulsive.
Okay.
So, concerned, you're warned.
Yeah, you're warned. And I want you to think about your 2018 goals as you're hearing this. So he talked about the career, something with the career, like two moments ago. Kind of, okay, hey, I want to, I might be shifting careers, or let me think about advancement, or, just kind of like think about your 2018 goals as he's reading these off to you. So just keep that in mind. Okay.
Okay. Next sign, Taurus.
Okay.
Okay, so Taurus energy is an earth sign, and Saturn is the planet of structure and focus, and it enters the earth sign of Capricorn. It just entered it a couple days ago. And this is really big because Saturn takes 2.5 years to go through one zodiac sign. It takes 29 years to orbit the sun. So 29 is often called a Saturn return, and it's a very big time in someone's life, typically, okay? Now, Saturn is in Capricorn. It's making a very positive aspect, which means it's in a very fluid alignment to the sign of Taurus, which is really good. So this is great for Tauruses to build some healthy behavior, eating habits, go over your personal goals. The focus, Saturn is discipline and focus, so the energy is there for them to move on. So Taurus
good time at the new year.
Yeah, do that. Now, Uranus is a very eccentric planet. It's free-spirited, it's very eclectic, and it really wants you to focus on fun and clarity. And it's going into the sign of Taurus. Now, Uranus takes 7 years to go through every sign. 83 to 84 years to orbit the sun. It's going into Taurus. So Tauruses really, who are born in April, are going to be really impacted this year. So there's going to be a kick in the butt to move them along and do something fun in their life. Go for it.
Little balance. I feel a little balance coming on.
Yeah, and sudden changes can happen. They're very prevalent. So the new moon is April 15th for Tauruses. So it affects Tauruses born on the 13th through the 17th of May.
Okay.
There's a new form of identity that's happening because Pluto, that planet I talked about, it's making a positive aspect, which means there's a lot of power to these people. So if there's a new job, it's a job that's very empowering.
Okay.
It's a good time to go into business.
Nice.
If they choose to go into business for themselves.
Okay.
Just make sure
so maybe
that
this year take that leap.
Yes.
Okay.
Around that cycle. And the cycles last 6 months to 6 months before to 6 months after. It's very interesting because it's not like one day is your only day. It's a cycle. And not every year you start a business, not every year you have kids, not every year you have a career, not every year you buy a home. So these are very eventful times. Now the full moon for Taurus is April 29th. So those born April 27th all the way through May 1st. This is a challenge because Saturn is affecting this cycle. So basically, they can go through a change in their family life. Sometimes a pet goes in, sometimes a pet goes out of the life.
Okay.
You know, a family member can pass during this period of time. It doesn't mean it has to be, but Saturn typically restructures family structure, and so people can relocate too at this time too.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So we're going to go into Gemini.
All right, everyone, listen up. This is Wes's sign. All ears.
Drum roll, please.
Marty.
Drum rolling. Oh, okay, what's in sign for my husband?
Okay, so it's been a little bit of a tough year for Gemini's last couple of years because they had Neptune affecting them and they had Saturn opposing them, which is basically just to shape your character, basically.
Well, Wes has loved every day of his life for several years.
Yeah. Well, Gemini's born from June 2nd to June 8th are going to have Neptune affecting them. And this is an opportunity for these people to kind of, I like when you say retreat, regroup, it's to reclaim your spiritual philosophy.
Okay.
This is a good time for those people to kind of work through blocks, through meditation, or do something yoga, or start journaling. It's a good time to just do a little therapy for yourself.
Okay.
Okay? And self-forgiveness is really important. It's the hardest thing to do. You know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to do it. So faith is important for Neptune people who are going through a transit, and so these Jupiter people, these Gemini people.
Yeah. There's a new sign, guys. Right here on the Dr. Jamie Show.
Okay, so now what's great about Geminis is that this year Jupiter is in Scorpio and it's affecting their house of business and money. So Jupiter is expansion and opportunistic luck.
Okay.
And in the house of business and inheritance, Geminis can gain from that this year.
Ooh.
So it could be a good year financially with investments.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that.
About to get the Bitcoin again. About to get more.
He's on the Bitcoin
Chris just
app
texted
right now. We're launching investments right now live on the show, guys.
Thanks, Marty.
You're very welcome.
Marty wants 10% of all.
Losses.
Super funny.
Because we lost.
We lost. It went down.
Good luck.
Good luck.
So the new moon is on June 13th.
Okay.
People born from the 11th to the 15th of June are going to be impacted by the new moon. And this basically means that something can change in your personal or professional life.
Okay.
And it could mean a promotion, it could mean a different job, it could mean a change in your personal life, meaning your marital status. So it's possible for these people born on that day. Now the full moon is actually May 29th this year.
Ooh, his birthday's the 30th.
Yes.
Ooh.
So people born from the 27th of May all the way to June 1st. Mars makes what's called a trine aspect to this lunar cycle, and it promises to be a very active time. So family can be of assistance or needed at that time, or they can really be really active. This is a yearly cycle. It starts like now,
Okay.
December of 2018, all the way to 2019. So it can be a very engaging time for them. Family matters come to the forefront, okay? And maybe a family member has surgery, they need assistance. Maybe there's an illness, maybe there's someone moving and it demands more time. It's nothing so catastrophic, it's just that lunar cycles are really important. They happen like every 19-year cycle. So I always tell people, like, well, if you have full moon on your birthday this year, let's say it's 2018, let's fast forward here. 1999 was the last time there was a full moon around that time.
Wow.
So if you looked at your life and say what happened in 1999, you can get an idea of, oh, it was a very busy time, a very active time. So it's kind of repeating a cycle. Life is cyclical.
Yes.
And this is why the Earth orbits, the Sun comes right back around. This is why your awareness in a show like this is great, because people can realize, like, if there's a pathology that's not working, you can change it.
Yes.
Or else it's going to repeat itself.
Yes, and that's why we have to learn from experiences. They say successful people learn from their mistakes because life is cyclical. And when it comes around again, maybe you say, you know what, I'm not going to manage it that way. I'm not going to react to it that way. I'm going to do something different. So it might come around again, but your reaction to it can be different.
You mentioned something so profound. You know what that is?
What?
Leaders adapt.
Yes.
Leaders are flexible.
Yes.
And leaders change. That's the greatest lessons I've learned from great authors and pundits and lecturers. So you're right. You got wisdom. Let me
I
tell
love
you,
him.
I
I
love
think I
that.
just want him to host with me.
So do Geminis.
Time. Yeah, Wes is bringing it back to the Gemini. We're moving on.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a little active time
Okay,
for Geminis,
okay.
especially around that time. Now, Cancers, very big change for them
Okay.
because Saturn is going into the house of marriage and partnership for the next 2.5 years. This is a time for Cancers to be in a space of commitment.
Okay.
So what happens is Saturn says, is your partner for you? Because this is the planet of reality. And I'm not talking about reality TV. Okay?
Yeah.
And this planet is kind of like saying,
Say no Kim Kardashian.
yeah. This planet is about honesty and practicality. And if your partner is not for you or good for you, that will end
Okay.
within the next year or two. Or it could be restructured, or you find someone who draws into your life to help you move to that other level. Because Saturn is making what's called an opposition, which is a polarity. And whenever there's two sides pulling apart, you have to find a middle ground. It's a compromise. And it's wonderful. So it's a great lesson for Cancers. This is also a good time for romance for Cancers.
Okay.
And this is a good time if they want to expand their family. Jupiter is moving into the house of children and fun. So be careful if you don't want to have kids.
Right.
Just as a heads up.
Use
Okay.
protection. I'm just saying. If you have, okay.
Now the new moon in July 12th.
Yes.
So it affects people born the 10th through the 14th.
Okay.
It's big time. There's an eclipse on that day, on the 12th.
Wow.
Now, this
so
is the-
lots going on.
Eclipses just exacerbate or punctuate an opportunity. Okay? And Neptune makes a trine, Pluto makes an opposition. These are just outer planets affecting that point. So this is a very big time for people born July 10th through the 14th this year. This is going to be a new change in their identity. Major relationship status is going to be up to the forefront. And this is also healthy for a career. There's going to be a lot of responsibility handed down to Cancerians. So.
Oh, especially if they have a baby. Lots of responsibility.
You know it.
Yes.
Okay. Full moon is June 28th.
Okay.
Affects our viewers who are born June 26th to June 30th. So basically, Saturn makes an opposition to this moon cycle. So it's important to strike a balance between work and career and family. That's very difficult sometimes. And so family issues can come to the forefront. You might be pulled aside, or you might need to really step into family. So there's a lot of domestic pressure here, and for these people born in this day. So this is an active cycle all year long, by the way, for these people. But
Wow.
hang in there. Everything comes to pass.
Yes.
It goes fast. Testify.
Some of them. Some people are probably like, yes, I hope it goes by fast.
Leo the lion.
Okay.
Yes.
Leo.
The king of the jungle.
Oh. Okay. I feel like I need to sit
You're
up.
not Leo. You're not a Leo.
not a Leo. No. When he calls Bert, he's saving the best for last. Or
You're
next.
next.
Oh, next.
You're next. Okay, so Saturn is the planet of structure and discipline. We've talked about it. It moves into the area of health for Leos. This is a good time for them to check in.
Okay.
Get on a regimen, take care of your body, look at your blood work, see what your ranges are.
Okay.
Get some supplements if you need to get some supplements. Take care of your body. Leo is going through a review of their health. Sometimes we get complacent.
Yes.
And it's typical. We go through cycles and ebbs and flows of life. But now it's a time for Leos to check in. And this is a good opportunity to be really proactive.
So one of your goals, Leos, needs to be, we do different sectors of our lives: physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, professional, relationship, leisure. Under the physical needs to be make that doctor appointment. And you know which one I'm talking about. It's the one in the back of your mind where you said, I haven't seen that doctor in 2 years, or that's been bothering me. Maybe I should get it checked out. Sounds like you need to kind of possibly put that on your goals this year.
Get a physical.
Yes, get a physical.
But get ease, and then what makes you feel good is when you feel good, you're healthy, your blood work is good, then you want to improve.
Yes.
The worst part is when you have an illness and you have to change your behavior. You're forced to change.
Yes.
That's the thing, because now you're going against your own ego. Now you're battling yourself. It's like, no. Step into the plate. This is going to help you, because anytime you go through a cycle in life, it's a stepping stone for something better. You can't turn back when you awake. Mm-hmm. They say ignorance is bliss. I get that.
Yeah.
But once you awake, you can't go back.
No.
You can't go back to sleep.
Yep. So true. So put it on your list. Get that physical this year if you're a Leo, for
Take
sure.
care of your health, right. New moon, August 11th. It's an eclipse.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leos are really revved up.
Okay.
So it's going to affect people born August 9th through the 13th. Big window of opportunity. Basically means a new position in their life.
Okay.
It affects your identity. And again, it could be personal status, it could be a career. This has Mercury retrograde on top of this. So basically, Mercury rules transportation, communication. Great time to check in. Not only take care of your health, but especially for these people born in August. Be careful with transportation. Be careful with your emails. Don't say anything that you're going to regret. Just check in and slow down.
Okay.
Retreat.
Regroup. Retreat, rethink, react.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, Jupiter affects Leos in their homeland. Jupiter is expanding their home. So redecorating, moving to a new place, getting more pets, expansion.
Okay. Probably don't get no pets. I mean,
That's for Leos.
just kind of that's for
And
responsibility.
Marty's a Leo.
I am a Cancer.
Oh.
You are. Oh, we read yours. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Yeah.
Full moon, July 27th.
Okay.
Affects those born the 25th to the 29th of July. It's also an eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse.
Wow, there are a lot of eclipses going on.
Mars is impacting this eclipse, and so is Uranus. So these people are going to go through some form of domestic change in their life. Moving is very obvious with this.
Okay.
Making sure that avoid any confrontation. If someone's irritable, bless them, move away. Don't incite them, so to speak. Family dynamics can be a little bit harsh. Can be disagreements, family outbursts. This is like really concentrated on family for the most part. So just learn from everybody, and just if you have to apologize.
Okay, I love it. So Leo, that was Leo, right?
Yes.
Leo, apologize, walk away from stuff, don't feed into it, almost don't become the middleman of like anger and aggression, because it sounds like if you do put yourself there, it's going to kind of blow up a little bit.
Especially those born July 25th to the 29th.
Okay.
And avoid any crazy activity. Don't sky jump. Don't do anything risky during that period of time. Hang in there. Virgo.
Woo!
Okay, here we go, guys.
Goddess of work.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
The goddess of work.
The goddess of work.
Yeah, it's a working sign.
Okay.
It's an earth sign. They need resources. They need purpose. Very strong.
I do need purpose.
Yeah, they're very service oriented. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and love. It moves into the third house. This is great for media, appearances. This is good for really put yourself out there this year. Okay. Jupiter is great. It's a good time to write another book if you choose to.
Okay.
I know you're busy.
Yeah.
God, you have so many projects on.
We've had several ghostwriters on video. Ghostwriters, attention!
This is a good opportunity.
Okay.
Venus goes into your first house in August. Venus, I haven't talked about. I brought it up for you.
Okay.
It's goddess of love. It's a quick moving planet. It's personal planet, so I don't cover them immediately unless I'm doing an individual chart.
Okay.
But it's a good time to feel good about yourself. Promotion is good in August for yourself, which is
Good
good.
to know, guys. Big things in August.
Yeah, and Saturn is in your 5th house, which basically means that if you're going to have fun and you're going to take risks, make sure it's practical and it's real.
Okay.
Don't be impulsive. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
it.
skydiving, so don't
Yeah.
Buying
Well,
Bitcoin?
Virgos.
What did they buy? He said buy Bitcoin.
Well, Virgos born on the new moon is September the 9th.
Okay.
Okay, so those born from the 7th to the 11th of September are going to have Neptune polarizing that area, and Neptune's going to, and Pluto's going to affect that as well. So this is basically great for those who want to get a new job or get a promotion. It's going to be from the 7th through the 13th of September, and Pluto is giving you power, Neptune is giving you humility. So it's great checks and balances.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very humble time. The cycle runs from March of 2018 to March of 2019. So good cycle for them. The full moon is on August 26th for Virgos. Those born from the 24th through the 28th of August are under a change in their life.
I think that's your sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
Missy.
Okay.
So
That's it.
it basically, full moons tend to be emotional because, think about this, we're made of water mostly, right? The full moon is a completion, and it typically makes us emotional. And sometimes it's because something happens to us, or we just become more sentimental during that period of time. This is what typically is going to happen. This is a good time to work out any emotional issues and to really bring completion to any outstanding issues. It's always nice to be at peace, and it doesn't mean you have to be in touch with, but peace. Peace is in the mind.
Yes.
And those spaces in your mind when you're peaceful, you can allow other things to enter that are fruitful instead of it clouding your judgment or clouding your mind. Precious, you know. Our minds go with us when we leave. Our brains die because it's a physical form. But the mind, you can never leave. It doesn't depart. It goes with you.
Yeah.
So really work out those issues. That's great.
I love it.
Libra.
Okay, Libra, here we go.
Challenging year for Libras. I'm going to share why. So Saturn is the planet of structure and focus and discipline. It's entering the house of home. So this is just an opportunity for Libras in the next 2 years where if you're not happy living where you're living, or you know it's time to change. And whenever someone changes a home, a job, or a relationship, it's been a long time coming. It's not like, you know, I'm moody today. I'm going to get a new job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't work that
I'm
way.
going to
I'm
move.
gonna
Today. When?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm going to adopt new children.
Right. Yeah, I hope you thought about that at least like a day before. Right.
So what's happening is, when Saturn comes along, it moves things along.
Okay.
So for Libras, it's going to be their home structure. Am I happy here? No. Do I want to downsize? Yes. Most likely. Saturn likes to restructure and downsize. Sometimes a family member can depart during this period of time for the next 2 years. And that could be someone who's ready to cross. So it's just an opportunity to like check in.
Okay.
That's it. Okay? So Libras have a new moon on the 8th of October. It affects those born the 6th through the 10th. Now, this is so interesting because I was reading something about Evan Longoria. Okay? And I don't know if he was traded recently. Okay. His birthday is October 7th.
Okay.
And I said, oh, he's under a new moon. I wonder what's going to happen to him. This is like a week ago.
Yep.
This is before he got traded. And then he gets traded. I'm like, I find it so astonishing that, you know, there was supposed to be another change in his life. And this is a big change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
And so that's just an example. He falls under that new moon. It just, and you know, who would have thunk it? It would have happened this year.
Right.
Or this season coming up. Okay.
I love it, and if we have time, and I think we will, we are going to get kind of a rundown of Pence and Trump, right? Maybe a quick little one.
We'll do that.
Okay.
I'm going to run through it now.
Okay.
So the new moon is impacting those people. It's a change in their identity. big change in their job. Evan Gloria just testified.
Yes.
Didn't change his career, changed his team.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a big change. Huge change. Yeah.
It's a domestic relocation
Yes.
too. Major changes. Pluto is affecting people born from the 6th through the 10th. Amazing. Big changes. Full moon, September 24th. Those born the 22nd through the 26th of September are also going to be focused on domestic stuff. Okay, family situations need to be worked out. Saturn is affecting this area, so there could be a change or loss. Sometimes you have to help take care of someone, and you feel burdened. But it's temporary. Sometimes you need to house someone. It's just part of the experience, right? So that's for those born the September 22nd to the 26th. Scorpio. Jupiter, planet of expansion, going into your sign. Scorpios. This is a great time for them. Great time for romance. Great time for optimism. Self-worth, self-esteem. They're going to feel great in their life.
That's Scorpios?
Yeah. And that's one of the signs, by the way, that's going to be, that may have a good year.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah, put that shiny hat on. Okay, new moon. It's the 7th of November. Affects those the 5th through the 9th.
Okay.
That's another opportunity. New moons just mean a new beginning of some form of part of your life. Just go with it. Opportunities present themselves. It's universal energy. You're part of that energy. We're all part of the same energy.
Yes.
Okay? It's just going to impact you because of your sign. Okay? This is going to help them because Neptune will make them feel more compassionate and more faith-filled. So this is good. Full moon's on the 24th of October. It affects those born the 22nd to the 26th. Domestic stuff. This is going to be sudden and abrupt, those Scorpios, because Uranus is affecting that moon. Basically means if people are going to leave you or things are going to change or you get a job offer and your home sells in a week.
Just going to happen.
Yep.
Put your stuff in storage and get out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sagittarius. Saturn, the planet of structure, just left your house. It's going into the house of money. This is a good time to reestablish your financial budget.
Okay.
Refocus, restructure your finances. It's okay. Cut back, change your cable plan, do what you got to do, make a savings. This is great for Sagittarius.
We're getting rid of cable. We're not a Sagittarius, but we are just.
That's great. A lot of people are, by the
Yeah.
way. And those born through the 3rd and 9th are going through a spiritual awakening of December. This is good. Go with it. Read books. Meditate. The universe is talking to you. If you stop and listen, you get answers.
Okay.
Nobody is immune to this. So be aware. Be awake, okay? New moon's on the 7th. It's going to affect those the 5th through the 9th.
Okay.
Okay? New beginnings. Full moon's on the 13th of the 23rd of November. This is tricky because it affects those born on the 21st, which is Scorpio. The 22nd really starts Sagittarius of November. And then it goes to November 25th. Mars mixes this up. This can be a change in your family. This could be family conflict. Again, get through it. Learn what you got to learn. If anything changes or ends, make sure you have peace with everything.
Okay.
Family conflict is common, and sometimes it surfaces because someone else did something. Again, how you react is your karma. This is a great test.
Write that down, everyone. How you react is your karma. Remember that. And this is Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius. And he just talked about finances, so I want you to kind of focus in as you're making your 2018 goals on restructuring your finances or creating a budget or thinking about money as it comes into 2018. Okay?
Capricorn. Great time for them. This is a new cycle. Self-worth, self-esteem, a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities handed to them. Starting now and for the next 2 years. So even though this is 2018, this is going to be big. Those born January 8th to the 14th have a Pluto conjunction. Fated events are going to happen. They can be a really great partner in your life. This is a soulmate opportunity. People can leave their life, friends or family. It's their time to depart.
Okay, so it's fate.
Fate is big for Capricorns this year.
Okay.
Yeah. New moon's on the 16th. Interestingly, up on the 15th and 16th, there'll be 6 planets in Capricorn. Bam! It's going to really blow them up.
Wow.
in a way that is going to be very eventful. They're going to be restructured, realigned. They're going to be handling a lot of responsibility. They're built for it, so it's great. Now, the new moon, as I mentioned, has that. It affects people born the 14th through the 18th, so that's a really big time. The full moon happens to be January 1st. The new year is a new moon.
Wow.
It affects those born December 30th through January the 3rd. Okay? A very, very interesting time. And basically, this is a Neptune trines this. So basically, This is an opportunity to really heal the past. And family is a very big issue to heal. And this is really, really strong for those Capricorns born that day. Aquarius. Water bearer. Great sign, by the way. Saturn's going to the house of unconscious limitation and beliefs. This is great. Let me tell you why. People, places, and things from your past can recycle in your life. A friend from 20 years can come in. A lover from 30 years can come in. This is an opportunity where a cycle that you're kind of closing in or is coming to completion, if it's unresolved, it's going to surface for you to fix. Okay. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. So it's important to work that out. A lot of great stuff happened for Aquarians. And the new moon's the 15th of February. It's going to affect those born the 13th through the 17th, which is Valentine's Day around that time too. New moon, it's a good opportunity for them. Mercury does make a conjunction. This basically means that siblings are a really big part of this new moon. They can help a family member out. This is a new chapter as well, because it's a new moon.
Well, and going back to your first part, for those of you that someone during this year might resurface, it doesn't, I hope it's a good thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. So make sure you maintain boundaries. Make sure maybe you end up closing the door and letting that person know, I don't want to talk with you. And I don't know what it could be, but just because someone resurfaces, it doesn't always mean it's a good thing. Sometimes it could add drama to your life, pain again to your life. It's a time to maybe close the door. Maybe in some cases it's a time to open the door. But just remember, someone coming back isn't always a good thing. So if you've kept the boundary and them out of your life has been a good thing, keep that person out of your life. So, would you agree?
Yeah, because it depends on how you've grown.
Okay. Yes.
Where you are. It's kind of a test.
Yes.
Where are you mentally? Great. Where are you spiritually?
Yes.
And do you need this or not?
Right.
And you'll know because you trust your feelings.
I love it. Okay. And is that okay? And
then the full moon's on the 31st of January. It's going to affect those of 29th of January through February 2nd. There's an eclipse there that people may move and downsize. So those are the people there. Last sign are the beloved Pisces.
Okay, Pisces.
Oh boy, they've gone through a lot in the last 2.5 years.
Okay.
I know a lot of Pisces people, a lot of changes in their life. This is going to be a recovery time for them.
Okay.
Jupiter is in Scorpio.
So this is good for them.
It's good spiritually for them. Now the recovery is starting to happen in 2018. They can be aware of what's happened, why it's happened. Because sometimes you have to survive and then heal and recover.
Yes. It takes time.
Yeah, and then you go from a victim to empowerment. Like, I get it. I was so disconnected. Because Pisces is a sign that's often unconscious. It's affiliated with, daydreaming and idealism, and they're not practical. And they're like, well, wait a minute, where's the balance here? They're visionaries. They're a great sign. A lot of musicians are Pisces, by the way. So this is a little bit of a breakthrough. This is a recovery period. There's a new moon on the 17th of March. It's going to impact those born the 15th through the 19th of March. It's a new beginning. Okay. The full moon is on the March 1st. It affects those born February 27th through March 3rd. Domestic changes, most likely going to happen. Okay. Could go through a loss anytime a full moon impacts you. Is true. Politics. Let's go to Trump.
Let's do it.
His birthday is June 14th. There's a new moon June 13th.
So what does that make him?
Gemini.
Gemini. Just saying, yeah, I've got it. I'm watching it. We're good.
So June 14th is his birthday. June 13th is a new moon.
Just saying, Trump.
There is a change coming.
Okay. So would you guess? Positive change, negative change, what's your guess?
Well, I looked at Melania's numerology chart, his wife, and she's in a year of changes.
Okay.
She's in a 5 cycle starting this year. So there's something changing with his job and with his personal life. Okay. So we're going to see how it unfolds. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Of course.
But things will be revealed.
Okay.
Vice President Pence, I'm going to share this with you. Okay. He's a Gemini also.
My God.
He's June 7th.
West for president. That's what he's thinking. West has a shot at it.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm only kidding.
Me neither.
I'll be there. I'll be his astrologer in the White House. So anyway, Vice President Pence, he turned 58 last year. Okay. 58 is a Saturn return. He's under a microscope for the whole year. Something's going to change with him too. This is going to be really interesting how it's going to unfold. But the next 6 months, I'm really curious, but I feel like there's going to be some changes because it's kind of written in the stars. So I feel like there's going to be more revealed.
Okay, so more revealed. Okay, and I know we're at time, but I did have a couple questions. I think we can answer these in like 2 seconds here. Okay, we talked about that. Hold on. It is very specific, so hold on, guys. All right, these are fun questions. What sign would you predict would have the best success with love and relationships in 2018?
Scorpio and Cancer.
Okay, all right. What about best success with business?
Leo and Gemini.
Okay. Ooh! Did you pay him before this? Did you talk with him before this segment?
It's funny how he said the best relationship's a Cancer, and he's a Cancer.
I'm just kidding.
It's time.
I think he was bribed to say these things. Okay, any sign that needs to be super cautious, kind of like on alert this year?
Yeah, Aries and Capricorn.
Okay. And I think that is it. Oh, and I said, if you had to say, this is the year of the what, whose year would it be?
The year of the what?
The year of the Virgo? The year of the Gemini? Please don't say Gemini.
Oh,
I love you, Gemini.
You know something?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. I feel this is going to be the year of redemption and reality. I think that there's going to be a lot of changes. We see it happening.
Okay.
People, in life, from time to time, things that were happened many, many, many years ago come to light.
Okay.
We've seen this over generation. And because Saturn is in Capricorn, and Uranus going into Taurus, those are earth signs. That's practicality. Capricorn, by the way, with Saturn means accountability. So there's going to be many people being held accountable. You're going to see a lot more of this filtering out in the news.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us again. I love it. I mean, we could do a 2-hour segment. I love it. Where can everyone find out about their favorite astrological coach, Marty Montes?
CosmicCuisine.com.
Excellent.
Or just Google Marty the Astrologer.
Okay, Marty the Astrologer, CosmicCuisine.com. Go there. You can get his book on Amazon. Name of the book, tell them.
Spirited Schoolroom.
Okay, Spirited Schoolroom on Amazon. Go to CosmicCuisine.com. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, if you want to be politically correct, but just have a wonderful next couple weeks, and I will see you back here on the Dr. Jaime Show January 5th with Sarah McDougall. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the Dr. Jaime Show episode this week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Do me a favor and subscribe to me on iTunes and YouTube. And of course, please give me some feedback on the show. Looking forward to reading it.